guys, so today I will be doing the top 14 books that I am the most excited about that are coming out in 2020. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm not going to be doing these in any sort of order. This is just the order that I discovered them in, so this has no bearing on like their publishing or like how excited I am about them. So this is not just like, this is not a specific order whatsoever. But the first one is All Your Twisted Secrets by Deanna Urban that is coming out on March 17th. I am really excited about this one because it kind of sounds like a YA thriller. This is about a group of unlikely teen like friends, I guess. But they're all invited to this scholarship dinner only to find out that it is a trap, and they are locked in a room with a syringe that's full of poison and a bomb, and they have an hour to decide who out of the group is going to die or they all die. Now, this kind of sounds like escape room-esque, and for some reason I'm like really intrigued by that, even though I've never like played an escape room or I've never tried to do one, but they sound like a lot of fun, and this book sounds like a ton of fun also. So the next one is My Calamity Jane, which is by the Lady Janies, and this is the third book in a series. I think the first one was My Lady Jane, the second one was My Plain Jane, and then this one is My Calamity Jane. And I'm really excited about this. It comes out May 5th, but I tried to read My Lady Jane and unfortunately it was just not for me. Their writing was kind of odd, but honestly, the way they're pitching this one sounds super interesting and I'm so excited about it. This is Calamity Jane, but with a twist. That is kind of like the Lady Janies' claim to fame, is they take history stories and turn them up on their head. This is about Calamity Jane, and she's part of Wild Bill's traveling show, but she ultimately wants to become a legend at some point, and she's decided to just take matters into her own hands. I love the way this sounds. Like the Western type setting sounds really interesting, so I'm really looking forward to like trying that series again because this one sounds like I will absolutely love it. The next book is The Midnight Lie, which is the first in a series by Marie Rutkowski, maybe? Rutkowski? I don't know. I can't pronounce her last name, I'm sorry. This is the same woman that wrote The Winter's Curse series, I think is what it's called. But this is about like a caste system, and our main character is in one of the lower castes. Every like human pleasure is only for the people in the upper caste, and that is when she finds out from a stranger that the higher castes may actually possess magic. And she is convinced by this stranger to kind of go out and discover if they do have magic or not. And she's basically risking everything for a stranger that told her, "Do not trust me." So, sounds super interesting. I'm really excited about it, and like I popped the cover up like next to me. How gorgeous was that? Like, it's so pretty. All the covers for these books are stunning. Well, the ones I do know covers for. But anyway, this one sounds super interesting. And I think this one's probably gonna have like a fun, like high fantasy type vibe to it. Oh, and if I did not mention it, that last one, The Midnight Lie, comes out March 2nd. Now this next one is Be Not Far From Me by Mindy McGinnis, and that's coming out on March 3rd. And this I don't know a whole lot about besides the fact that the like teaser says that it's hatchet mixed with wild, which sounds super interesting in and of itself. But then it got even more interesting when it said it was a girl hiking alone in the Smokies, which is actually like my backyard. Anytime I see the Smokies in anything, I'm like, huh, maybe I should pick that up just because it's like nearby. But that's pretty much all I know about this one. Again, another probably YA thriller, I would assume, because that's kind of like Mindy McGinnis's shtick. I have not read a Mindy McGinnis book yet. I keep intending to pick up The Female of the Species, but have not got around to it. So maybe this one will finally be the push I need. So the next one, I'm kind of jumping into the adult realm, and that is Mr. Nobody, a novel by Catherine Steadman. Now, if anybody knows like weird cult classic-y type movies like I do that are kind of off the wall, I immediately thought of Mr. Nobody that has Jared Leto in it from 2009. And I was like all excited because I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be like the trippiest book I've ever read. But it is not based on that. It is nowhere near the same. Mr. Nobody is about an old man that gets like, or they find him on a beach. He has no memories, but the psychiatrist that's trying to help him remember everything, he actually holds a lot of secrets that she hasn't told anybody. So sounds super interesting. I know I've said that 8 million times, but that's the point of this video. Again, another thriller that I think will be a pretty solid one. Definitely a summer read. And I think it comes out, let's see. Yeah, it comes out January 7th. So it's gonna be like pretty soon into 2020 that we get this book. This next one, you all better have been expecting from me because it's another Deanna Rayburn, Veronica Speedwell book, and that is A Murderous Relation. And that is coming out on March 10th. I am so ready to be back in the world of Veronica Speedwell. This is another, like, just full of hijinks and just, I can't wait. I don't really want to know a whole lot going into it. I think I work best when I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm getting myself into in a Veronica Speedwell book. But all I know is it's probably going to be a little bit more romancy, a little bit more thrillery, and I'm all there for it. The next one is Darling Rose Gold, and that is by Stephanie Warble. This is basically a cross between like the Gypsy Rose story, but it's also kind of, it's being pitched as like Sharp Objects meets My Lovely Wife, which My Lovely Wife is amazing. So I'm super pumped about that. But this is about a mother-daughter duo that the daughter is chronically sick her entire life, always in a wheelchair, always having medications, whatever. But she finds out that her mom is actually just a really good liar. But she testifies against her mom goes to jail, but then 5 years later, she is released out of prison, and for some weird reason, her daughter Rose accepts her back into the house to live with her. But this is not the sweet, innocent, sickly child that she raised. Rose Gold is out for vengeance. I think it sounds so good. This, like, I haven't really looked into the story of Gypsy Rose a whole lot, but this sounds very similar. I know a lot of people are very interested in that story right now, so this book is coming out at a perfect time. And that is actually a March 17th release as well. Most of these are March. I don't know what's happening in March, but apparently it's a really good time for publishers. So this next one is When We Were Magic by Sarah Gailey. And I think this one comes out in March as well. Yeah, March 3rd. Like, I'm gonna be broke in March. This is about a group of best friends that they all have magic. They're all witches. When all of a sudden one of the members of this friend group starts to develop feelings for another one of them. But this is all caught up in the fact that one of them uses magic and it goes sideways and a boy ends up dead. So they all have to deal with, what does that mean? What does this like sudden love interest mean? And it just sounds like a really good contemporary with some magic elements in it, which apparently I love, and apparently specifically if it's about witches. So I'm really excited about this book. I do think that this is gonna be another one of the like, these witches don't burn type situations, and I'm all here for it. So this next one is probably my most highly anticipated out of any of the ones I'm gonna talk about, and that is Home After Dark by Riley Sager. We know literally nothing about this book yet besides the fact that it's coming out in July. I cannot wait. You all know I devour Riley Sager books. They're amazing, they're addictive, they're spooky, and I am like so pumped. If I could have had an arc yesterday, I would have already read it. Like, he teased the title the other day and it's green and it looks spooky and I'm so excited. This is one that we literally know nothing about besides the name, and I'm freaking out about it. The next one is Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff, and that is coming out September 3rd. This is about a society where humans have basically been overpowered by vampires, and there is one man left from the humans that were charged to defend us against vampires and he is actually imprisoned because he killed the vampire prince, and this is basically about him trying to save humanity all over again, and I'm stupidly excited about this. Like, I did not know that Jay Kristoff was coming out with this book. I was not aware. I was just scrolling through Goodreads and this popped up and I was like, hi, hello, what's happening? So this sounds super cool. I think it's probably gonna be along the same lines as like his Storm Dancer series, which is fine. I've never read those, so I don't know. But hopefully I love it, and maybe it'll actually like give me the kick I need to start the Nevernight series, because I'm too scared to start that until I read another book of Jay Kristoff's by himself. This next one I will gloss over very quickly. I've talked about this book in a couple other videos like last year, and that is the Crescent City House of Earth and Blood that is coming out from Sarah J. Maas. I have no clue when it's coming out. It says 2020 right now, but it said 2019 back in 2018. So I don't know if it's actually coming out or not. I hope it will, because I'm excited about a big giant fantasy book from Sarah J. Maas, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm just very anxiously awaiting it. And while we are on the topic of Sarah J. Maas, there is also a fourth Court of Thorns and Roses book that is being teased as coming out in 2020. I'm very interested to see what that's gonna look like. I think it's probably gonna end up being one of the individual books of the people that were like in the inner circle. I'm kind of hoping for Azriel, just saying. The next one is Long Bright River, which is coming out on January 9th, and that is by Liz Moore. Now this is a much more serious book than what I would usually read. This is about two sisters, one named Casey and one named Mickey, which Casey is spelled wrong, just saying. Anyway, Casey ends up on the streets because of a crippling drug addiction, and Mickey walks those same streets because she is actually a cop. And Mickey is constantly concerned for her sister, wants to check up on her, wants to make sure she's safe, until one day a string of murders is like happening in Mickey's block, and Casey goes missing. So she's trying to catch this murderer, stop him or her before anybody else gets hurt, but mostly she wants to make sure that Casey is still alive. So this sounds very thrilling, very emotional, should be interesting. I don't really read stuff like this very often, so I'm kind of nervous that I'm not gonna like it. And then this last one is actually another one that is speculated for 2020 without a specific date, and that is Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. This is a new series from her set in 19th century Italy, which already is like, hello, amazing. But it is about a girl, a witch, that she is trying to figure out what happened and why her sister was murdered. Also, about a demon prince that is trying to find a bride for his master. So, I'm excited about this. I do not like the Hunting Jack the Ripper series from her, but this one sounds right up my alley. 19th century Italy sounds fantastic anyway, but I will be very excited to read this one as well. So yeah, these are the 14 books that I am the most excited about coming out potentially in 2020. Tell me down below if you all have any more new releases that you're aware of that you think I would like or that you just want to talk about in the comments. I would love to read those. I always love looking through the comments. If you want pretty nails like mine, they're like very fall themed right now. I have my Color Street link down below. I would love for you all to even just peruse through the options because Color Street has a ton of options for literally everybody. And this is how I fund my book reading addiction. And I thank you all so much if you have supported me or are going to support this channel in the past. But anyway, please do not forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads because that is where I will be posting about what I'm reading and what I'm thinking. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.